I am by no means a beatboxer, but I am a singer and a vocal coach who teaches people to do all sorts of crazy sounds. And Wing's Dopamine, when I reviewed it just a little bit ago, completely blew my mind because I didn't even think we were capable of layering that many types of sounds and doing them at once, let alone creating such a seamless transition between all the different textures. Absolutely incredible. This one was the next one everybody, or a lot of you, said to analyze, and I'm really looking forward to this because there's two of them. Not only do I get to hear how Wing arranges and layers different sounds himself, but we have a whole other world to explore here with a duet. This is actually my first beatboxing duet. Okay, so I thought I was following until it looked like they both started to do percussion. Okay, so we have the sounds like it's just regular voice with Hiss doing the awesome high-end vocal percussion, but then that note seems to sustain through the stops that Wing is creating. That doesn't make any sense. Are they using a looper? Some of you probably know. I don't want to believe they're using a looper. I want it to be just these two people making the sound, but oh. Now, is Wing using his lips to? No, because he's using the stops. I'm completely confused. Wouldn't be the first time. That's super cool. Now see there, I could see doing that sort of sound, how because we've got these breaks in the notes anyway, I could see how that would exist underneath. I also really like the difference in textures. We've got this breathy sound coming from Hiss. Perfectly synchronized breaths, just incredible. The sweet riser again there. So there's some really neat production things going on. Again, assuming that there are no overdubs and that it's just these two people creating the sound. Did you notice, if you've listened to this in headphones, some of the that they're doing, they're wide. They're not just here. There's some stereo placing happening that is there in addition to what you see these two people. It's not just like, Wing stuff is more over here and his stuff is over here. It's like as soon as there are certain parts, percussive parts in particular that are high, they have panned and ran a, I think it's a sample delay, so that when you hear a, or something like that, you hear it here. One's happening slightly before this one, but our ears perceive it as width when it's less than 20 milliseconds apart. Any more than 20 milliseconds, and you start to get that flam thing. Super cool production-wise. I want to hear that again. Yeah, temporarily what it sounds like is they've cut out the percussive aspects of Hiss's performance, and they have added that sample delay to bring it out here, but you still hear the phonation happening in the center. You also hear Wing's stuff happening in the center, and you hear all the low percussive information like the kick and Wing's snare. I think he's doing the snare. I'll have to watch it again. You hear that in the center as well. So really sophisticated mixing. I knew there was sophisticated mixing going on, and I've watched some tutorials where you see the beatboxer, they'll take the single performance and they'll move, like this sound up on this track, which has a certain set of effects. And the kick goes down here and it has EQ'd a certain way and has a certain reverb on it or whatever. And then they also do different panning things. But it's neat to see it happening, and it's neat to see it happening in a duet context. Okay, I'm going to say that I think some of the high-end stuff that they've panned out here, at least some of it is Wing is doing it. This is so fun. Yeah, it's absolutely Wing is doing some of that stuff. But that kick is so deliberately here, and that stuff is happening here. That would actually make more sense that Wing is doing more of that, because Hiss is doing more of the harmony and the true phonation, and it's more consistently in the center. I think if they were to, that would be awfully hard to be slicing that up and moving them to different tracks in his context. So always listen to things more than once. I hear them both doing it and see them both doing it. So crazy. There's that cool trumpet thing with another tone happening. You guys were awesome and explained to me that what I had guessed about was correct, and that there's sometimes it's even an inhale, but you're using the lips to create a certain pitch. And then you can layer what's happening with the throat, the primary chords, whatever, along with that, and create this layered texture and sound and harmonies. You can harmonize with yourself. So I think in this case, we've got Wing just doing the lower and then Hiss doing the higher to create the sound. I wonder if I can even do any pitch with that. Yeah, I mean, there's a little something. It's a little something. If you're fascinated by all the crazy sounds the human voice can do, and you'd like help learn how to put crazy sounds into your own voice, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free singing course. While I don't teach beatboxing, not there yet, I can help you create opportunities for you to do things with your voice that you never thought possible. Inhale there. You guys pointed that out to me before, that a lot of these percussive sounds are inhales, which is super cool. Oh, that's interesting. Looking at Hiss, different sides of the mouth are creating different pitches, or just different textures within that melody, and then getting that dual tone, false chord throat singing thing that I demonstrated in the last one, getting that going in the bass. What the? This shape, and then, but having relatively the same pitches, you can hear a percussive switch between the different approaches, I think. Happening. That's a really neat sound that you wouldn't be getting if you were just using the same technique for each note. almost like it's being played, like it's being keyed. That's really neat. Gotta hear that fill again. And their groove, it's one thing to be one guy grooving like crazy. It's a completely different thing to have both people in this pocketed, just perfect groove. It's that thick snare sound too. Notice that all of the percussion now is here. It's not panned out like it was before. That's really interesting. We do hear a bit of width in the mix from Hiss's melody, which is, again, I'm just amazed, enamored with that approach and how he's using multiple lip placements within a very narrow note range to generate a percussive switch between the notes as if it's being played on a keyed instrument. Bring it back. Yeah! How they turn their heads at the exact same time. Bring it back. Did you hear that little bit of voice from Wing there? That was neat. Right? Bring it back. Narrow still. That was a neat chord that they created. Yeah. Listen to that again. We're moving in sixth, I think. And then we have a major sound and then a minor sound. It's so much lower and richer. You hear that sound back there. I don't know how you generate that like accurate of a bass pitch on an inhale. Some sneaky texture effects that are not coming from their voice again there. On that riser, you heard the width of everything go and wash out for just a second. They automated a reverb tail to rise up there and become more prominent. I love the duet format because we have a much more established melodic hook possible because of the layering. This is a catchy song. Ugh. Oh, the syncopation there on the low bass. they can really simplify it and it still hits so well. And you hear the reverb come up there again at the very end. I don't really notice effects taking as much of a role in the last song I did from Wing or any of the beatbox videos that I've done to hear those effects as effects. Be sure to check out this other playlist of beatboxing stuff I've done on this channel. It's growing. I'm really getting into this stuff just because I'm so curious about it. Thanks so much for watching and recommending. What other ones should I do next? And again, if you would like help working with your own voice, experimenting with sounds in a non-judgmental way to unlock new things in your singing, I'm not a beatbox coach, but I can teach you how to sing. Click that link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. We'll see you there.